Hey guys, this is just a quick little note before the show starts. I just wanted to let you guys know, I'm sure you guys have seen, we haven't been posting 2 episodes a week. We are waiting to get back to our normal scheduled program of 2 episodes a week after the holidays. So enjoy the 1 a week, and thank you guys for listening. Welcome back to the Metal Hand of God podcast. I am your host, Wayne, and this gentleman you know, and we have another gentleman you don't.
I'm the Rum Guy.
And I am the big one.
That's right. The big one is joining us today.
More ways than one.
Oh, yeah, whatever, you fucking weirdo. Oh, man, what I was going to say. Anyway, the big one, as you guys may have heard, is our sports expert. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't call him an expert, but yeah,
sure,
sports
expert.
guy.
Yeah,
compared to me, he's a sports expert. He's freaking Howard Cosell compared to me.
He's Howard the Duck. If you really want to know, if you have to pick a Howard, that's the one I would pick.
Howard the Duck Cosell. That's awesome.
I don't know about that one. But yeah, man, he's joining us tonight, so thank you for getting on here, man, and come making some noise with us. He probably will be joining us for a few shows every now and then, getting on here and making some noise.
Cool.
Yeah, not a problem.
And then I do want to tell you guys that I actually have, now this is going to sound crazy, but Mad Mart Flanagan actually turned in his segment.
Holy shit.
Right? That's what I said. I was on his ass a bit. You know how them English like Americans on their ass.
Well, you know he was in the hospital for a bit, right?
I don't care.
Look, all I'm saying is I've been doing a lot of research on wacky sports, and most of it comes from over there. So
right?
I understand why he's fucked up.
I
think it's something in the water.
Yeah. Could be. Wasn't it speaking of wacky sports, since we're just talking just randomly here, did you hear, I think it was a Canadian team, big surprise, curling team that got so drunk at the curling nationals that they were so drunk and belligerent, they started fights with everybody else on the other teams.
Fantastic.
They started breaking everybody else's brooms.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I would love to see a curling fight.
Oh man!
Yeah, there's someone picking up that big ass fucking puck and throwing it at somebody.
It's got to be way better than the actual sport.
Absolutely.
I really like the sport.
You don't like it. You just think you just want to be that cool guy that knows what curling is and was like, hey man.
Well, apparently I am that cool guy.
I was watching curling before it was fucking cool. You know what I'm saying?
I was watching shit, man. I was doing curling.
You're so full of shit. The only thing you curl is your hair.
I had a perm once. But no, I always thought curling was kind of one of those underground sports, because I remember saying at one point in time, this shit has to become an Olympic sport, and god damn it if it didn't.
I think it's great. See, you're the problem. This is why I have to watch substandard sports on TV.
Right? Right there you go. There's your answer, Rusty. You knew it. See? You knew it was coming. You knew you'd find out the truth. My God. So I got a pretty good surprise recently. I got a new Xbox, by the way, guys.
That is good.
Yeah,
nice.
My wife surprised me with an early Christmas present. And I was very happy, because the only reason I needed one is because I had no more storage on my old one.
Yeah, I keep running into that myself.
So it was like, okay, now that I have a terabyte, I could get a little bit more wild with it. Might end up getting that Red Dead and play with you, man. You know, I know you're probably like Cowboy 900 million by now.
I'm not doing a lot of the side missions. I just want to go through the story. You know what I mean? because the story in that game is freaking phenomenal. It is really, really good. And to get through the story, you only really do the missions that come based out of your camp. You know, that progresses the story along.
Yeah.
I've done a few side missions and I've done some exploring and stuff. I've actually, funny enough, this is one of the first times I've never opened everything on the map yet. I'm just following the story. But wow, there's some weird shit in this game. Some really weird shit. Some of the side missions, there's everything from gold mines, ways you can find extra money. There's a Yeti. There's a Bigfoot. There's shit, dude. There's all this weird. There's alien abduction. There's incest. There's just bizarre shit throughout this entire game that you're like stumble across that has absolutely nothing to do with the stories. They're just like, hey, this guy wrote this weird sketch. We're gonna stick it in here. Cool.
Nice.
All right. Well, but yeah, it gets intense though when it comes to how the difficulty of the game. And it's much harder than the first one.
And the gay cowboy sex, right?
I have not seen gay cowboy sex.
Oh, you know it's in there.
It is actually. It really is. It was a big deal when they released a game that you could have gay cowboy sex if you want to.
You can have regular sex in the game. I know that. So I guess you could have anything. I guess. I mean, it's all out on the table.
It's Brokeback Redemption, is what it is.
It's bizarre. But yeah, very cool game. And I would recommend it. I have not seen the multiplayer version of it. I saw in the previews, but I don't know how to access the multiplayer unless you have to go through the storyline first.
I have no idea how to do it yet. It may not be out. They may not have put the patch in yet. You know how they do that sometimes. They kind of release a game and let you fuck with it for a while.
It's possible. Because I did see a little like short like thing of it, like I'm doing, you know, like kind of player versus player type shit in the game before, but yeah, I haven't seen it in this yet, but even if they don't, it's a great game. There's a lot you can do. I mean, the choices are endless. You do have to do a lot of basic stuff, like you don't have to, but it's highly recommended you do take baths, just because you can't get through the story very well if you smell like shit all the time.
Nice.
You know what? You know what? That's a good philosophy on life too.
It is.
You know,
it is. Take a fucking bath, people.
I've been whispering gay cowboy sex the entire time Rum has been speaking. So it's going to be like Rum going, yeah, there's a whole lot of things you can do. Gay cowboy sex. And in the middle of it, you know, you got gay cowboy sex.
But yeah, you can shave and cut your hair and change clothes. And
awesome.
You have to build your reputation either positive or negatively. That affects the course of the game and how the game goes.
Now, I don't play this, but Caitlin has Fallout 76, and she's been playing the shit out of that the last couple
I played
days.
Some of it.
You played the demo or the beta?
The demo, yeah, beta.
Yeah, she really likes it. She's into it. But
that's cool.
You know, the commercial that comes on TV looks really gay.
The thing I don't like about it, the thing I don't like about that game, just like the new Black Ops, I'm not a big fan of. I haven't played it yet, but I'd like to play it, even though I think I'm just not a fan of it. They don't have any story on either one of those.
Yeah.
Like, Fallout has a story, but it's not a story mode. Like, as you're playing, you collect these memory things, and it runs you through the story. You know what I'm saying? But they have no, like, single-player action at all.
Well, some games I don't really care about the story. I was always into it for the... See, I'm the opposite person when it came to Gears of War. You love the story of it.
Yes.
I like the multiplayer.
Oh, I like the multiplayer too.
But I mean,
you might be the only people I've ever heard say they like the multiplayer on Gears of War.
Really? Oh yeah, I loved Gears of War multiplayer.
Dude, that's incredible. It's like one of the best multiplayers ever put out.
Yeah, it was great. It made me want to snap my goddamn controller in half.
Well, fucking you have to be, you have to be decent at it. I'm just saying, bro.
Well, I never was. I never was.
I'm calling you out, bitch.
You can call me out all you want. I don't give a damn.
I liked, what was it that we used to play? It wasn't Gears of War. What was it that Rusty, you always had that damn shield?
That was Black Ops.
Was that first Black Ops?
Yeah, that was the first Black Ops.
Oh wow, yeah, that was funny. I loved that. I just run up behind you and stand where you get shot.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Rusty always did that with all the games. One of my favorite times was when we were playing Gears, and we were playing with Manny, and this motherfucker comes running out in the front, and somebody had a grenade planted, and he goes, "I'm coming!" Boom! And like his body parts just landed all over me, and I'm going, "You ain't going nowhere."
Yeah, I miss those good old days.
Oh.
Now the games are like freaking movies compared to that, you know.
Oh, dude, man, look, that's what I like about them, man. I like because their stories are so fucking good. Like they've announced that they're doing the new Gears. It's coming out next year.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Supposed to be doing something new with it.
Right. So I'm curious on what they're gonna do.
It's what I kind of saw, I read, they kind of hinted about. I don't think a lot of people are gonna like it.
Probably not.
It's going some of the game. This is just what I read in a blog, like a behind the scenes blog post. That a lot of the game is going to be based on they find these old like footage reels, like movie reels.
Okay.
And they put them in, and when you put in the movie reels to see in it, but the thing is, it's all done in black and white, so it looks like an old Super 8 like type movie thing. But you got to play that entire section of that game in black and white, like you're on an old movie reel. That
sounds really fucking stupid.
It does.
No, thank you.
Like really fucking stupid.
But part of the main game that looks great, the visuals are great. What it's supposed to do is keep changing your visual experience. So you're going to get really used to that 4K in your face crisp graphics, and then you have to continue the game. You have to you find this other movie reel to try to help you out, whatever the mission is. You put it in, and you've got to see the end of this. You got to play through that reel. And that's going to completely change. It's going to really screw up with your vision how you're playing the game. You're so used to crisp detail,
right?
And then you get this grainy old footage shit going on. You got to play through, which is going to make it insanely hard. And then all of a sudden, you're like, boom, you're back into crispness, and you're like, oh, I got to refocus.
Right, because Gears games weren't the hardest things in the world to begin with, right?
Yeah,
that's just what I heard. I mean, that's just and they had a little talk about it and stuff. These guys were talking back and forth. So whether it happens or not, I don't know.
I think they're fucking retarded if they do something like that, to be honest with you. Like, I'm cool with them making the change of going a different route with the stories or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's fine. That's cool. That's a good thing. But don't fucking do something that drastic, because that'll kill the whole fucking.
That's going to be the first game. If they did that, they said it would be the first game to ever do that, where you're playing. So this is going to take place so much, in a completely different time frame, and you're looking at footage back when, Phoenix was new to the core.
Right.
So it's giving you backstory at a future setting, but
the motherfuckers better finish the goddamn story they started, because
you know what it'll be Phoenix wakes up, it was all a dream.
Yeah, probably. It'll be like fucking like me sitting through 6 fucking years of Lost and going, really? I knew that from the very beginning. Why are y'all fucking doing this to me?
Lost. I remember you used to say, I can't do this, I gotta watch Lost.
It's like, look, I'm busy, dude, I gotta watch Lost.
And then the day came, he's like, I can't believe it.
It's like, yeah. I watched Lost. Fuck those guys. Even though it wasn't a bad ending, it was still just shitty the way they ended it, because everybody fucking figured it out beforehand.
What about you, Rez? Or what about you? Did you you weren't into any of those shows, were you? Like Lost?
No. Not my style.
I love football.
Chop.
I just Lost. No. I tried to watch the first thing, and I was not for me.
Man, how can those shows would you say that you actually really got involved in? Like, you were like, I'm watching this.
Impractical Jokers.
No, I like it.
I'm surprised.
I just think I can do it better, so they suck.
Well, I know we can do it better, but they beat us to the punch.
They did, the bastards. TV shows, I'm not really. I don't know. Not really a fan.
Because I know you guys watch a lot of movies. You watch a lot of documentaries.
Yes, I do.
Because you like to learn shit, don't you? You like to learn shit.
I do. I'm an educated individual.
There you go.
Preach. I have been watching the Oak Island saga.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If they don't find something at the end of this season, I'm going to drive up to Oak Island and stab somebody.
Well, they found some. They found some coins.
Don't give me that shit.
They found that hollow, but it caved in.
Bull crap. The English guy with the metal detector showed up and dropped change out of his pocket. Don't give me that shit.
I don't know what that is.
Oak Island? You never watched it?
No, I never heard of it.
Dude, does your TV not go to the History Channel? What the hell?
It does, but I've never heard of that show.
It's about these two millionaires. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rusty. These two guys, I actually think they own one of the largest construction companies in the United States. They're huge. One's an architect and one's I don't know what they do, but they got a lot of money. And there's an island called Oak Island that has a history of having a possible Knights Templar treasure buried on the island.
Okay, I think I've seen the two guys on like an advertisement for it, but I wasn't sure what the fuck they were advertising for. Okay, all right, I think I know what you're talking about now.
But they're searching for this treasure on this island with all these clues,
nice,
and stuff like that. It's like a big scavenger hunt.
Right.
It is. It's really compelling TV because every night you turn it on, you're like, oh, they're gonna find something, and then at the end, it's like, oh shit.
So basically, you're watching Gold Rush.
Guys dig holes.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's Gold Rush, basically.
Kind of
similar, but this is more exciting because it's historical treasure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
not, whatever.
I watched Whitewater Gold because my friend was on that show, and that's the only reason I watched it. And it was actually pretty cool. It was a good show.
Yeah, I was on YouTube I typed in digging for gold. All I got was a guy pulling his underwear out of his crack.
Nice.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It was probably rusty.
You should be really careful with your type in the search bar. Just saying.
Someone just got red flagged.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of things on YouTube and stuff, I wanted to ask you guys a question. It's kind of a music question here, but I think it's more cultural now than just music. But you can find a lot of this in music. Have any of y'all noticed that? It seems to me that you're getting a lot more dark symbolism in television and in music nowadays than you have in probably the past 15 years.
You mean like as in devil worship and shit like that? Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've been trying to think. I'm like, I've been really into the Adventures of Sabrina thing on Netflix.
I haven't watched it, dude. I really need to watch it before they pull it off the air.
It's very, very cool. Now, a lot of people listening to this probably know this, but that TV show is being sued for $150 million for using a satanic statue.
No, they used an image of the satanic statue. It wasn't the actual statue.
Well, it's an image. All statues are images of because multiple locations have the same image.
You know what I mean, though. I mean, it's not the actual statue that they're suing them for.
No, not the actual statue. They made a recreation of it.
Yeah, and it's probably a little different.
And it's being used apparently in an improper way. Says the Satanic Church. So they're suing the TV show for some sort of right infringement and slander on their religious beliefs. So there's that. I've also noticed there's been a lot of weird conspiracy theories on YouTube and stuff like that about it's like the 70s all over again with like Satan and music, backmasking.
Yeah. There's always going to be that, though.
Yeah, I agree.
But I noticed, especially in the past 3 years, you've got. I was looking at just randomness, online, and I was like, "There's a new song. I really dig the song." But everybody knows that the Ghost BC is kind of a dark band. They sound happy, but their imagery is kind of dark.
I can tell you one thing, man. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I can't get into that band.
You can't?
No, I mean, I dug their first record, and then I don't know. It's just kind of boring.
To me, it is a rebirth of acid rock.
It's almost like if you took Venom and you smashed them together with Deep Purple.
Yeah, they've got that classic kind of 70s, 80s vibe to them. That's why I like them. I like the vibe they're putting out with because they're not mainstream by any means in their sound. When I say acid rock, I visualize things like, let's go with Iron Butterfly.
Right, yeah.
You know, that type of rock. It's got that organ sound to it. It's got a lot of just bizarre, and then the visuals in their video.
Don't get me wrong, I dig that stuff. I dig that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just couldn't get into them.
Well, here's a couple other ones that I was going through. I'm like, okay. Now these are some videos that are a couple of videos that are darker than Slayer videos, in my opinion.
Is that even possible?
I know, it's bizarre, right? Because mainly Slayer videos, you get one big symbol. It's a lot of Slayer videos are very much them on stage, you know, just hammering it out, you know. But everybody's like, Slayer, the devil. Right. Yeah, that's exactly how they sound too. But let me throw this out at you. Taylor Swift. Look what you made me do.
Right.
Now that song has got Taylor Swift crawling out of a grave with a zombie face.
Getting fisted in the ass by Satan.
She's sitting on a throne covered in snakes with a pentacle on it.
Right.
There's just heavy, deep messaging in that video.
Interesting.
Okay, here's another one. Completely weird. This is harder in visual than Slayer. Once again, Panic at the Disco, Emperor's New Clothes. I think I've seen that video. Has a guy free falling into darkness, and then he lands apparently in hell, and there's the devil, and they're just ripping him apart, and there's this whole thing, and they're doing rituals. I'm like, and this is Panic at the Disco. This is like Barney music, you know. This is the Wiggles.
He said fucking Barney.
The Wiggles. Wow, you went Wiggles.
and then there is a what is it? Again, let me throw this out. It's spanning from music. You've got movies, and there's a new movie coming out. It's called American Satan. Now, this movie is a movie. It's one of those topics we all kind of like, I guess, in a certain way. It's about. I'll just give you the generic version of it. It's about a band that just leaves everything that we're going to make it on our own. They go to California like they do in the day, you know. They get to the Strip where Motley Crue got their start, and all those bands got their start, right? And they're like, well, we're going to make it. We're going to do something. And then they get approached. Who by? Ooh, guess I wonder who. And they sign a contract, and you make them these huge stars. It's one of those type of movies, right?
Yeah.
But weirdly enough, I'm watching the trailer to this movie, and who do I see but the lot of the cast of Descendants, the Disney movie.
Okay.
I see Bobo Stewart.
Uh-huh.
Who was the long-haired guy in Descendants. I'm seeing a lot of the extras. I'm seeing some of the dancers that were in the background. They're on stage with them. I'm like, fucking, this is the cast of Descendants doing a movie called American Satan.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
You went a long way for that one.
Yeah, I just want to say...
I'm exhausted.
Rusty, you haven't been on the show and heard Rum's love for the movie Descendants and how much he would love to, like, just watch it every 5 minutes.
Uno, dos, and tres coming soon.
Yeah, he's like...
You understand that I was stuck on a cruise ship with him for 3 months.
I actually acted the scenes out for Rusty one night.
It was fantastic.
It was great.
It was during karaoke. It was
during karaoke, and I threw a little bit of modern dance in, and it turned the whole night around. It turned in a certain direction I don't want to go back to, but it was an interesting evening. And on another thing, somebody getting dark. Back to music, real quick. I just wrote this down real quick.
He's tanning.
Remember Fergie?
Yes.
You know, Fergalicious. Yes. You know, yes. My humps. Okay. She apparently is singing on a song for Slash.
Okay, wait.
Nice.
Time out. You just said Fergie was singing.
I know.
Heard it. No, that's
no. See,
not singing.
It didn't sound like the American anthem. It did not sound like the American anthem. It was much better than that. Now, this is she actually does. This is probably Slash has done his solo career now for about 15, 20 years? Something like that?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Out of all the stuff he's put out, this is as close to good old-fashioned GNR that I've heard. It sounds good, and she sounds good on it.
Oh, Axel is so gonna sue you.
He is. I mean, this is great. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is Fergie. My Humps is doing freaking rock music, and it sounds good. But again, symbolism, a little dark. She had that bubblegum pop image there for a while. It was kind of badass, kind of want to be sexy MILF thing there for a bit. But now she's like 1980s big hair with the claw, like strung out drug addict, leather, cut you with a razor blade type chick. It's interesting.
She's playing herself. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's more of a documentary about herself.
Yeah, that's a documentary on her life.
Right there.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely check that out though. Check out Slash. Just type in, when you get a chance, Google Slash and Fergie. Watch the video. You're going to go, what the fuck is this? This is craziness. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. And what do you think? Why do you think it's getting a little dark out there in the music industry and on TV anymore?
Because that's what the world wants you to see.
Pretty much.
Everybody wants doom and gloom.
You think?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to being a little happy? I mean, hey, I'm all about doom and gloom. I mean, that's me getting up in the morning. I'm already doom and gloom. It's like, fuck, look at this shit.
Yeah, I think you're right, Russ. I think that's what everyone wants you to see, and that's how they want everything to perceive. How, you know.
Do you think it's kind of our decline of the modern civilization type of thing, or
pretty much?
Is it just a transition?
It could be both.
I think it's deeper than just a transition, though, because they're trying to push everything towards it.
They really are.
It's depressing as hell, but in my opinion,
it sells.
They're trying to, it sells, and people are finding out that, hey, we can make a profit on this, so let's keep pushing it deeper and deeper and deeper, and this is the kind of shit you come up with.
Isn't this what they were so super against about, like, coming up from the 80s into the 90s? That things were too dark, and they didn't want this on TV, and you couldn't say. Now I've seen that, and I know you have too. There's words you can say on TV now you could never have said even 10 years ago.
Dude, I was watching American Horror Story, and they're saying, fuck you on that, and I'm like, that's fucking. I know it's cable TV, but it's not like HBO or show, a pay TV channel. And I remember growing up as a kid going, man, you can only watch those bad words on the movie channels, and now it's on every channel. Dude, Walking Dead fucking says shit, piss, and bitch, and shit like that now.
Do you think shows like that are kind of possibly bad for an upcoming generation visually to I mean, how do you identify with that if you're, say, a 8-year-old, 10-year-old kid? Curious, your opinion.
Go ahead, Russ. You go first, man.
It's just, usually society mimics what they see on TV. So little kids are growing up watching this crap, and that's why you got all of these weirdos with white makeup on and black fingernails and walking down the street. And I just want to grab them and say, dude, life's not that bad.
Yeah, you probably you're out and about quite a bit, so I mean you're probably seeing all sorts of people out there, aren't you?
Oh, it's fucking ridiculous. It's now like driving through a sea of fucking vampires every day.
Now
well, New Orleans is bad for that anyway.
I have a different look on that. All right, look, so I do agree with you saying that they do mimic a lot of the shit on television, but I do also think that if you can sit down and watch shit like G.I. Joe and the Transformers as we did as kids, and then go watch Kung Fu theater and wrestling and all that other bullshit, and not go out and fucking pile drive some dude on the side of the road because he's fucking just hey whatever, or shoot him in the face with a gun because you just watched a G.I. Joe or some shit like that.
I don't remember that article about someone getting shot in the face from watching G.I. Joe.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying they did. What I'm telling you is our generation knew the difference, and it's because our parents taught
made us know the difference.
Exactly, and that's what I was getting to. Is my point is as long as you teach your kid that this is not real, this is not a real life, this is a show, this is just strictly for entertainment. You can't go out there and smash somebody's head with a hammer and think, it's okay because, he was a zombie or, some shit like that. You have to teach your kids right or wrong, or they're going to end up mimicking the idiots on TV. And that's why we always get, personally, all these people who end up, these school shootings that are just people mimicking the kids going in there that did it before,
So what we're kind of on agreement is it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, is it seems to be a lack of direction from adults with these kids, whether they're their parents or not. All 100%. People are, I think all people, whether you have kids or not, when kids are present, you need to realize, you need to understand that, you're in the view of the future, and the way you act is going to determine an action that they may do later on.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So if I walk up on a street and this kid's having a great day, mom and a little boy walking down the street and he's holding his balloon, and they're just, it's a wonderful day. He got a balloon. He's so fucking happy. I walk out my house. I go across and my neighbor made me mad, but I push that little kid over to get to my neighbor and punch him in the face, and his balloon pops. It may sound like no big deal. The kid will get over it, but in the same sense, that's a memory right there. He's got that locked.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you could fuck up a kid forever like that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Now, and on the opposite side of that, I'm also a firm believer. I don't have kids, but I'm also a firm believer. These kids have to fucking suck it up when they get old enough.
Absolutely.
I agree with that too.
I agree with that.
I mean, you show a kid all the positives as much as you can, and then eventually it just becomes up to them.
Yeah.
But the world has had bigger problems. I mean, we all thought when we were in teenage years that we all thought we had new problems. No one else went through this shit. This is oh my God, you don't understand type of bullshit. But yeah, everybody's done the same thing, man.
Oh yeah.
And now it seems like all we're doing now is just adding more to it. Like, we're doing the, you might be gay thing, or you're 4 years old, you have a little sachet when you walk, you must be gay.
Right and you're 4 years old, let's change your gender because you feel like you need to be a girl. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Right. I mean, that's you can't vote, you can't join the army, and you can't drink, and you certainly can't drive yet. Figure it out when you get to that age.
But it's okay for you to cut off your dick.
Yeah, that's always good. It just seems like the world has just gotten so confused because it's the wrong parental guidance that we're throwing out there.
Yeah. It's just
I'm not going to blame it. I think it's a cop out to blame video games. I think it's a cop out to blame any of that shit.
It starts at home.
A thing of being more present and present minded in the way we act around people. A little bit of respect,
goes a
just
long
being
way.
Nice, just being nice, I had a guy not too long ago, he got mad. I actually said, hey man, how you doing? Just in passing. Mm-hmm. And he must have misheard me. So he tapped me on the shoulder and said, what did you say? I said, hey man, how you doing? Oh, I thought you said something else. He was all ready to get pissed off.
Yeah. Because people aren't how you call it? They're not
friendly.
They're not just that, but they're not used to it anymore.
Right. Yeah, well, maybe they need to get used to it. If you got a little used to it, see, that's why. And I know I'm coming full circle here, back to the Disney thing. That's why I watch that.
Fucking shock.
Yeah, that's why I watch that stuff, because it is so overly nice.
And you like little girls.
It's overly nice. It's a nice way of
looking at little
getting
girls.
my mind out of the norm.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
I get you. I get you 100%.
Yeah.
Thank God I have a son.
Yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are. Wait, you talking to me? I didn't meet my wife on the playground.
Hey, no. That's all right. That's okay. I didn't either. Get it right. It wasn't the playground. It was the fucking window at the hospital when she was born.
There you go.
I thought it was like the fucking, buffet line. I was picking the one I wanted.
I hear you.
You went on your first date, you split a juice box and a Lunchable.
Right, exactly.
Oh God.
Oh, that's funny. Well, anyway, that's my stuff. I was curious what you guys' thoughts were.
I completely believe it like that. I told you, man. I completely agree with you.
But so what's new in the area of New Orleans and Metairie?
Nothing.
No, not a damn thing.
Really? Because guess what I saw in the news?
What did you see?
A
You
guy.
didn't see the water truck roll over somebody, did you? Because it wasn't me.
A guy in I believe it was Metairie got arrested for bomb threats.
Nice.
Oh, I did hear about that.
When all he wanted to do was poop.
All he wanted to do was go take a shit.
That's fucking great.
Because he walked in and the guy was apparently like, "Sir, you can't go back here." "Ma'am, I'm gonna blow this place up." And he walked past.
Oh, you're kidding me.
So they called the cops.
No.
You're fucking joking, right?
Hilarious.
Oh, that's beautiful.
No.
That is incredible, guys.
Dude, there's been a story. They arrested the guy. The guy was like, "Man, I just wanted to go take a shit."
Oh, man.
That sounds like only down there would that happen.
That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. Oh my God.
And what is this thing with Big Neck? I keep seeing pictures of this guy with this huge neck.
I'm so done with that. That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in the world.
Yeah, no.
I was like,
is he from down there?
No, he's not from down here.
With the big neck, I'm gonna slap somebody.
He's not from there because he certainly seems like a guy that would be from down there.
Hey, that's stereotyping, and I no.
Between Rusty and Kyle, you guys should know this guy somehow.
Yeah, it's true. No. You guys should be like friends with him.
He's probably my homie, but
yeah, you know what I mean.
Did you see the opposite guy? Thin neck.
Yeah, thin neck and big neck.
Yeah, I saw thin neck. That guy just.
Did you see the picture of the white guy with the giant neck?
Yes.
No.
Oh my God! Yeah, there's a picture of a white guy's mugshot with the giant neck, like the black guy's mugshot.
Yeah.
And and across the top of it, it says "white privilege." This guy's got multiple felonies, and he didn't get a meme.
Oh my God.
Does he just have goiters?
No, he's just a big neck dude.
I have no idea.
I think he has a goiter.
Yeah. They cook with those.
Oh, it's a word you never get to use very often.
That's why you said it twice, and it's been said 4 times in the last 3 seconds.
Goiter. That's right, goiter.
Oh my God, that's the name of the episode.
It's better than googe.
I don't know.
It is better than googe.
But if you have a goiter on your googe, that'd be terrible.
Oh my God, how would you sit?
The name of this episode. The name of this episode is Gooter Goige.
Gooter Goige. Oh my God, awful. The devil went down to goiter.
Oh,
that's you know what? That's even better. I might use that one.
I like it
because that's got a little bit of everything in it.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't want to cut the show off now because we're having a good time, but my kid's getting antsy and he's stuck in his car seat because I'm a horrible dad.
You are a horrible dad. That's terrible.
Yeah. So
I found it awful you leave him in the car.
Cheerios, you dick.
I did. I gave him some food. God damn, I'm not a fucking asshole. But
wombats poop square. Speaking of assholes. It's the only animal that doesn't. It's weird.
So what
that just gave me a headache.
What I was trying to say was before we end the show, I just want to say thanks to Rusty for joining us on this episode. And when we close out, we're going to close out with his next episode of his wacky sports show.
Which one are we doing?
I don't know. The next one you sent me, number 2.
Oh shit! I don't. Oh, that's a good one.
Because you sent like 65, so I'm gonna get You
guys need to stick around and listen to that one. It's a good one.
So I just want to say, Rusty sent us 65. Mark, you just sent me 1. I asked you guys around the same time.
Well, there's a 6-hour difference.
Cool. We're gonna get flooded then pretty soon. But yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us. I was your host Wayne.
I'm Rum.
I'm the big one.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to keep it metal. Oh yeah. Listen to Rusty.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, false start. That's 7 points removed for Gryffindor.
And a surprise finger in the
Flippy 1, Flippy 2, Flippy 3, aerial spready, Flippy 4, descending spready, bouncing Jack in a box spready, Sonya Blade high kick, roly poly, Jackie Chan bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
All right, grab your socks and hold your jocks. It's Sports Talk with the big man himself, Rusty. Yeah.
Hello, boys and girls. It's your old buddy Big One back again with another sports report. Apparently, these guys are idiots and they keep giving me the microphone. So here we go. I looked up some obscure sports from around the world, and I figure I'd give this one a shot. It's going to be a tough one. Okay, here we go. This sport is called extreme ironing. Yeah, no, you heard me. Extreme ironing. Apparently what happens is people take their ironing boards to remote locations around the globe, take them out, set them up, get an iron, and iron some clothes. This began in England around 1980 by, you know what? Who gives a fuck who started this? Okay, here we go. I can't even get through this without complaining. Extreme ironing. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say, if you consider yourself an athlete and your sport is extreme ironing, you can suck my balls. Extreme ironing is not a sport. Extreme ironing is not a hobby. Extreme ironing is plain fucking stupid. Are you this goddamn bored you have to take an ironing board out into the middle of a fucking cow pasture while you're standing in some cow shit and iron a fucking shirt? No. This is fucking retarded. Ladies and gentlemen, please, whoever is doing this, please stop. Please. I beg you to stop. I cannot keep researching this retarded shit. I just can't. I'm going to go crazy and slap somebody. Hopefully it's not Rum, because I love him to death. But this seems like some goofy shit that he might do. Extreme ironing. I cannot believe my fucking ears. This is crazy. You take your ironing board to remote locations and iron clothes. I got a better idea. How about you don't? Ironing boards aren't really made for travel. Have you ever seen one of these fucking things? Dude, the son of a bitch is 2.5, 3 foot long. It's got big long legs on it and shit. Why would you bring that somewhere? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And you're ironing clothes. Where the shit are you plugging the iron in? The iron's not getting hot. You're not ironing shit. You're running a cold iron over some clothes. This is not a sport. People, not a sport. Extreme ironing. I can't believe I'm even fucking talking about this shit right now. Oh my God. Oh, it gives me a headache. Extreme ironing. Hey, you know what though? We might have found a niche. Adam can be an athlete now. He can take his clothes out to the middle of the field and iron them some bitches. Boom, athlete. Shit, if he can get a crease on a pair of khakis in the middle of a fucking field with a cold iron, fuck, give him the gold medal. I'm just saying, I mean, you know what? I've got a better idea. If you are into extreme ironing, I want you to go to the most remote location you can think of. For some of you people, you probably don't have that big of imagination, so that could be around the corner. But I want you to take your ironing board to the most remote location that you can find. I want you to take it out there and set it up. And then I want you to take your pants down and put your nuts up on the ironing board and then proceed to smash the iron into your balls 15 to 16 times really, really, really hard. Because I got to tell you, if you're into extreme ironing, I don't think you should procreate. We don't need kids coming from people who think extreme ironing is a sport. This is what's wrong with the planet. This is what's wrong with the planet. Everybody can't be an athlete, folks. Everybody can't be an athlete. A lot of people wish they were. Some people succeed. Some people don't. Making up a fucking sport like extreme ironing does not make you an athlete. It makes you an idiot. You're a fucking moron. I swear to God, if I ever am driving down the road and I see some asshole on the side of the interstate ironing a pair of clothes, I'm swerving and taking the ironing board out. This is just ridiculous. Good God. I can't believe this shit. People, please, for my sanity, stop doing stupid shit like this. You gotta stop. This is sad. I'm at a loss for words. The person that invented this needs to be slapped. This is just bad. Good God. You know what? This is going to be a shortened report. I got to go take a fucking BC powder. I can't do this shit right now. Good God, fellas. Please take over. You might want to call and check on me in about 30 minutes. I may have had a brain hemorrhage and died. I don't know. Extreme fucking ironing. You've got to be shitting me. Oh, good God. Alright, back to the girls. Try to enjoy the rest of your night, because I can't. I'm fucked now. So, talk to you guys later.